Most AI has been stuck in talk mode. It answers, it suggests, it summarizes. But the next wave doesn't just talk, it acts. By the end of this video, you'll understand why personal AI agents are suddenly the main battleground, what makes them different from normal chatbots, and why one viral open-source agent called OpenClaw just triggered a major move. Its creator is joining OpenAI, and the project is shifting into a foundation to stay open and independent. And wait for the moment that made the whole thing click. A weekend trip with bad internet, where a simple messaging app turned into an AI control panel for real life. For years, we've trained the world to think of AI as a conversation. Type a prompt. Get text back. Maybe an image. Maybe a snippet of code. But agents change the contract. An agent is basically an AI system that can take a goal, then plan steps, use tools, and do actions to get it done. Think. Less answer engine. More operator. And here's the weird part. Agents don't just raise the ceiling for developers. They raise the floor for everyone. If they work, they could become the interface for your entire digital life. Messages, files, apps, and all the tiny tasks that steal your attention. Which brings us to OpenClaw. In a blog post titled OpenClaw, OpenAI, and the Future, developer Peter Steinberger wrote, "I'm joining OpenAI to work on bringing agents to everyone," and said OpenClaw will move to a foundation and stay open and independent. He also framed the decision in a very specific way. He said OpenClaw could become a huge company, but that building another big company is not really exciting for him. He wrote, "What I want is to change the world, not build a large company, and teaming up with OpenAI is the fastest way to bring this to everyone." So this isn't just an acqui-hire headline, it's a signal, because OpenClaw didn't go viral as another chatbot. TechCrunch described it as an AI personal assistant, trending as the AI that actually does things, like managing a calendar, booking flights, and even joining a social network full of other AI assistants. And according to TechCrunch, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman posted that Steinberger will drive the next generation of personal agents, while OpenClaw will live in a foundation as an open-source project that OpenAI will continue to support. That sounds clean and friendly. But the real story is what happens when you let AI touch your tools. Let's strip it down. A normal chatbot is like a brilliant intern who can only talk. You can ask it anything, but it can't click anything. An agent is like giving that intern a keyboard, a mouse, and permission, carefully controlled permission, to operate inside your digital world. In OpenAI's Builders Unscripted episode featuring Steinberger, the description says he and OpenAI's head of developer experience, Romain Huet, talk about OpenClaw and how he builds with Codex. And in that conversation, you can hear the agent idea in plain language. Tools, access, and a loop of try, check, fix. At one point, Steinberger describes hooking up Playwright, an automation tool often used for browser testing, and telling the system to build login-related functionality, then watching it eventually work. He also tells a story that's almost the perfect agent demo, because it wasn't planned. He says he sent a voice message, saw the typing indicator, and thought, "This shouldn't work." Then, in his telling, the system explained it, inspected the file header, recognized an Opus audio codec, used FFmpeg to convert it, and then used an OpenAI key it found to transcribe the audio via a curl request. Now, important note, we're hearing this as a narrated anecdote in an interview transcript, not a formal security report or a reproducible benchmark. But the point is still crystal clear. When AI has tool access, it can improvise workflows that feel like problem solving, not just text completion. And that improvisation, that's the superpower and the hazard. Here's the most human part of the whole story. In the Builders Unscripted conversation, Steinberger says the moment it really clicked for him happened on a weekend trip in Marrakesh. He says there wasn't good internet, but WhatsApp just works everywhere. And he found himself using the tool more because it was convenient. And the tasks he describes are not sci-fi. Translate from photos, find restaurants, look things up on his computer, send messages, show it to friends. And then he says something quietly revealing. His friends wanted it. He calls that one of the only signs of product market fit. This is where agents get real. Because agent impact isn't only about replacing jobs or automating companies. It's about compressing the distance between intent and outcome. Before, you think of something, then you open 5 apps, then you fight logins, then you copy-paste, then you forget step 3. After, you express the goal once, and the system does the coordination. If you're a student, this could mean turning "I need to meet my group" into a scheduled plan with messages sent and conflicts resolved, without you babysitting every click. If you run a small business, it could mean your to-do list becomes something that actually gets done in the background while you focus on decisions only you can make. But the part everyone skips is the cost of giving an AI the keys. Once an AI can act, mistakes stop being harmless. A chatbot hallucination is embarrassing. An agent hallucination can be expensive, or private, or irreversible. And Steinberger openly acknowledges one of the biggest technical risks: prompt injection. Basically, tricking an AI through malicious instructions hidden in text, web pages, or messages. He says directly, prompt injection is unsolved. He also describes a canary file. He calls it mysoul.md that encodes values for how he wants the model to operate, and he mentions people trying to prompt inject the system. He says the model responded by refusing huge pasted blocks, almost mocking attackers, but he still wasn't confident. And then there's the human risk: overtrust. In the same conversation, he warns that OpenClaw is designed for one-on-one communication, and that if you put it into a group chat, you should pick someone you really trust. So what do you do about it? Practically, start with least privilege. Only give an agent access to what it needs for that task, not your whole life. Put secrets behind friction: short-lived tokens, scoped API keys, and explicit approvals for purchases or account changes. Keep an audit trail. An agent should show what it did, what it touched, and what it's about to do, so you can catch failure early. Steinberger also talks about adding sandboxing, and later bringing on a security expert because he realized he couldn't stop people from using the software in unintended ways. And this is why the OpenClaw Foundation detail matters more than it sounds. In his blog post, Steinberger says it's important to him that OpenClaw stays open source, and that OpenAI has made strong commitments and already sponsors the project. He writes he's working on making OpenClaw a foundation so it can stay a place for thinkers, hackers, and people that want a way to own their data, and with the goal of supporting even more models and companies. That framing is careful. It suggests he wants two things at the same time: a tool ordinary people can use safely, and a system builders can remix, and this is where the industry is heading. In TechCrunch's reporting, OpenClaw previously went by ClaudeBot, then Moltbot, and the first name change happened after Anthropic reportedly threatened legal action over similarity to Claude. That detail matters because it hints at the next competition: not just models, but agents, ecosystems, and the ownership of the interface layer. Now, quick credibility check. In the Builder's unscripted transcript, Hewitt says it's not often that an open-source project makes the Wall Street Journal. And the interview also includes huge claims about productivity and tool leaps. For example, Steinberger talks about switching to Codex and how his workflow improved over time. He also has a line that became instantly quotable: "I think vibe coding is a slur," arguing that building with AI is a skill you learn. Like guitar, you won't be good on day one. That's the emotional center of this story. The agent revolution isn't just about replacing people, it's about raising agency, your ability to turn ideas into reality. From here, there are a few plausible paths, and we should be honest that they're forecasts, not guarantees. Path 1. Agents become a standard feature inside the biggest AI platforms, and personal agent becomes as normal as email client. Path 2. Open source agents stay competitive by being more customizable, more transparent, and more locally controlled, even if they're rougher around the edges. Path 3. The real winners are agent harnesses: the safety wrappers, sandboxes, permission systems, and tool protocols that make action reliable. And there's one more twist. In that same Builder's unscripted transcript, Steinberger references GPT 5.2 as a quantum leap. It's not clear from this source alone whether that's a precise public model name, a mistranscription, or informal shorthand, so treat it as uncertain. But the underlying point still stands. As models get better at planning and tool use, the bottleneck shifts from "can it write words?" to "can it be trusted to act?" So the question isn't whether agents are coming, it's who gets to define the rules. OpenClaw's creator joining OpenAI and moving the project toward a foundation feels like a snapshot of where we are in 2026. Agents are getting real, fast, and the world is trying to keep them powerful and safe. And maybe the most important takeaway isn't a product name. It's the mindset Steinberger repeats. You don't need a perfect plan, you need playful iteration and time to build the skill. So let me ask you, what would you actually hand off to a personal agent today? Your calendar, your inbox, your travel, or nothing at all? Drop a comment with the one task you'd outsource first, and the one thing you'd never trust an AI to touch. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.